Hello everyone, odedex here, welcome to episode 113 of my Simple Let's Play. So as you can see, I'm picking up exactly where I left off in the previous episode. You can see that now the tank that I've been trying to build in the previous episode is now officially working. It has this texture animation thingy that looks like lightning kind of surrounding the tank itself. You can see this is the border between the tank and not the tank, and this thing goes away. And when I right click it, I can exit. It says a multi-tank. It can hold 5,488 buckets, or that amount times 1,000 millibuckets, just the same way. And the reason it didn't work to begin with is probably because the limit of a multi-tank, a Xycraft multi-tank, is 12 by 12 by 12. And I didn't know that. Only after logging off and trying to do some research why is it not working, I did that. So as you can see, I simply added this layer of cobblestone at some point, and you can see also I tried this multiple times. Finally I decided to go for a 7 by 7 by 7. I decided to try to go for a perfect cube. So it's a 7 by 7 by 7 hollow, meaning 9 by 9 by 9 in terms of dimensions, where the borders and the edges are all cobblestone and the faces are glass. So now it's finally time to start using it, because as you can see I'm starting to spill all those bees that are not being smelted into liquid genes. So let's do that. Let me get a couple of liquid ducts, and I'm also going to need some redstone torches probably, and this is okay. So let's set it up. So this is gonna be really easy. This tank is going to act as the buffer for all the liquid storage, meaning that all the liquid will first go in here and only then into the machines. So first thing, let's do this, change this to, this is still extraction, this will also be now changed to extraction, because I'm now going to empty this tank, and all the liquid will be placed into this tank, like this. And now you can see that it starts storing all the liquid DNA. Now, I think it will be a good idea to turn off both of those valves using a redstone signal. So now all the liquid DNA from those tanks will start coming over here. And for the output, I'm going to place this in here, change this to extraction mode. And I'm going to need to replace basically this, and this, and this, and this, with simply breaking, let's break this block and just connect it simply like this. And there you go. Let's make sure that everything looks fine. So nothing is on extraction mode or something like that. There we go. And it's working. Now, when this tank ends up empty, I'm gonna take it off and start officially using this liquid DNA multi-tank instead. So it's gonna have approximately 11 times more buffer size than this thing. So I think it's kind of nice. Yeah. This has 576 buckets. This has, well, almost 10 times more, slightly less, 9.5 times more approximately. So yeah, not bad. Okay, so I decided to make my way back here to those bees here, and yeah, I managed to get from my Fiendish Modest, I managed to get a Frugal. Oh wait, actually no, it was my Sinister Modest. I managed to get a Frugal Princess, so I'm gonna start inbreeding it, hopefully getting multiple of offspring from them, and eventually start working towards my next step in the line. I'm also gonna try and start automating my glowstone production. I actually do not recall, I think it was demonic bees. Let me quickly check on my bee database. Which bee was the one that's producing the glowstone? Demonic, I think. Genome products. Yeah. Demonic is the one producing glowstone. Fiendish does not. Sinister does not as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I already made at some point, I made another 27 blocks of alveoli, actually 26, and one of them is an alveoli housing, because I replaced this block here that was an alveoli housing with this. So I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna simply build an alveoli in the nether, so it will not require anything like, oh, I hate when that happens. It won't require anything like mutation blocks and these things, none of those things, and simply automate it back into the overworld, so I can start finally collecting some glowstone, which I so direly need. So let me prepare for doing that. Okay, so I got everything that I need, and I just started injecting some stone bees with demonic princesses, with the demonic gene. So I got myself one demonic princess. The first cycle will look for stones as flowers, but eventually it will changed and be fixed. It's not exactly broken, but it will be fixed. And okay, let's see what's going on here. I should have brought a modest princess, which I forgot about, modest drone. Let's actually do that quickly. So I can hopefully get 2 strains of those frugal bees eventually. Let's just steal one. I wonder if the indexer can interface with apply logistics. I have a feeling it won't. I have a strong feeling that it won't, but you know, you never know with those things. You don't know until you try it out. Okay, where's my modest? Is this modest? Yep. Okay. So let's keep breeding them, hopefully get some more frugal. And let's start opening a space for the alveoli. Oh, those bees sting me. Okay, so let's do it over here. I don't need that much space, that's enough. Actually, I forgot bringing some planks, so let me get them. Okay, so I'm gonna set it up. I'm gonna use one of the frame housing block as one of the building blocks. I have no other choice. I don't want to make just one more block for this, and it makes no difference whatsoever. So just using it. So the 27 blocks, and on top of them the birchwood slabs, and it should update. And let's automate this. So as always, 2 blocks down with a redstone torch and an engine, wooden transport pipe, an apiarist pipe, and there is no need for golden pipes actually, and an item tesseract with the following configuration. Blue is any type of bee, and red is anything. And that's pretty much it. Placing the demonic bees. And the only thing remaining to do is set this on the bee network, set this to be receiving only. Oh wait, no, sending only. And that's pretty much it. The only thing remaining to do here is to make sure that glowstone will not clog my processing system. So let's pick one glowstone and add it to this golden pipe, to this diamond pipe. It's not okay, it's not already there. Ooh, I'm full on things that needs to be okay, then let's use an additional diamond pipe. Okay, let's go over the night first. Okay, so apparently, yeah, this diamond pipe has been filled up with all the exclusions of bee products. All of those are bee products which are not combs, and if they get into the centrifuge, just simply get clogged, so it's not helpful. So I got myself another diamond pipe, and I'm gonna need this to be a relay, and this to be an iron pipe, which will be configured like this, so it's fine. And that's it out, set it up. So on white, only glowstone. Anything else will be going blue because all the items come from the red, and this network will ignore this relay because there is an iron pipe saying so. So this pretty much should be fixed. I guess not. Or maybe it was an exclusion for that exact split second where this wasn't set up. Let's quickly make sure that it's set up the right way. Like this, okay. Let's get rid of this comb. Doesn't make sense much here. And yeah, I think it will be a good time for me to start interfacing all those bee products with my applied energistics. However, the problem is I don't have enough storage. These two 64Ks are full, and this 16K is half full, and this 1K is irrelevant completely. But the problem is I don't have too much quartz. I could go and try mining some manually, but I really am not a big fan of doing that. However, I think I may have no other choice. Okay, so I came here to take a look at my red power quarry. I don't know what's the problem, but for some reason the end gate that I've placed here, there used to be an end gate here. I don't know, the thing stopped moving since, or I don't know, moves a lot slower, so I'm gonna quickly give this thing a couple of kicks to make sure it starts working. I don't like the fact that it doesn't work, so you guys can actually see this moving manually, in case you missed this entire building project. So this little project here again is supposed to be placing tracks automatically connected to my book, to my linking book. And every 9th track, basically there are 8 normal tracks, and then every 9th track is a booster track, which also places this redstone torch and everything to make sure that everything is connected properly. I originally came here to make sure that my red power quarry still is not broken, and to check whether or not have I hit the quartz crystals yet. It seems like I haven't. But yeah, my red power quarry hasn't gone broken for a really long time. I think since the previous time it went wrong, I noticed it was because I took away a couple of solar panels. I think the reasons for it to go wrong sometimes, for no particular reason really, was because potential, I don't know, some issues with power or something. So actually off screen, a couple of episodes ago, I added a couple of solar panels. So actually you see 2 here and this one additional here. So basically added another 3 solar panels to this system to make sure that nothing like this happens again. So overall it should be fine now. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly give this couple more kicks and can leave this place. Okay, so suddenly I noticed that this relay is full and it got to this point. I'm not exactly sure what's the reasoning for this. I think maybe I'm probably consuming way too much energy for what I have at the moment. Although it's extremely strange, it did not happen before. It's like one of those. This MFSU, which is obvious. Oh, okay, this makes sense. But what's the difference? Or is it because I'm running also a core at the same time? So I guess this system cannot keep up with also a core in addition to everything. Okay, now I see what's the problem. Okay, so let's quickly apply a bandage to the problem. I'm gonna steal one of those high voltage ones. And by the way, you can break all the special solar panels, the solar arrays. You can just break with a pickaxe. So let's quickly apply a band-aid to the problem. I don't want everything here to get clogged, so just steal one of those solar panels and place it right here. I'm going to need to be connected to solar, to the sun. I think that will be fine. Okay, and now it should be a lot better. Yeah, there we go. Now it has the required energy. However, I don't know how did it actually get to that point where I'm short on so much energy. What has been using it so much? It's really odd. I guess maybe just the addition of using the Buildcraft core in addition to the red power core. I guess that was the problem. However, the nice thing about this all is now because I'm using the applied energistics, if I would have used the red power tubes, all the items here would have started bouncing back and forth, and eventually even clogging this thing, and whenever the chest is full, the red power quarry breaks. If I ever get to the point where the ender chest is full, then the red power quarry breaks, because block breakers fail to break their blocks, and then the next time they go through there are unbroken blocks, and they cannot go through, and so on and so on and so on. So using the applied energistics, basically the entire item network also acts as a buffer when needed. So all the extra things that needs to be smelted or processed were stored here, so it should be overall generally fine. However, I don't like the fact that I'm not generating enough energy, not one bit. Trying to think about the solution to this. I'm considering using the lava tanks to fuel some geothermal generators over here. But the thing is that the moment my Buildcraft quarry will finish and my red power quarry will be reaching quartz levels, it's gonna be rendered completely useless anyway, and I'm not gonna need that much energy over there. Because on my red power quarry alone, the amount of generators running on those blaze rods is enough. So this is why this is all kind of weird. Is there any exposed quartz in the walls? I always like mining that. Although the fact that this place is relatively dark right now, it's actually hard to spot. Yeah. Alright, so I decided to quickly get rid of my 1K storage data disks. They have their uses, but not really. I mean, they're not as useful as I thought they are, except for the fact that they are cheap. I guess they have their uses, to be honest, but overall I rather go simply for large data disks. So what I'm going to do, I actually created one 16K from scratch from the quartz that I had on me. And what I'm going to do is take that 1K storage and empty it out into the system using the IO port. So this empty. And I already got this empty one. Now I think if there is a way to actually do this normally, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to use the uncrafting table. So I'm going to do this and extract the materials and do it for the other one as well. Dump them back into the system, and let's see if can I craft one additional 16K, which I just added a recipe for. I think yeah, I think I can. It's gonna use a lot of. Okay, clearly I can. Yeah, I'm out of quartz crystals though. I still only have some dust, but yeah. So got another one, another 16K storage one, but completely out of crystals right now. Okay, so in a couple past episodes, I pretty much explored every possibility that you can do with Applied Energy 6. You can still do some kind of tricks and magics with the right buses and the other machines. For example, I think you can actually, if you really want to, and if you see it necessary, I think you can actually print a recipe, print a pattern to be more precise, that for example will tell an interface just like this. It will tell an interface that if it needs glowstone, it can craft it for basically no cost. So you can still do those kind of tricks if you really want to, but except for that, I think I've covered everything in Applied Logistics except for one thing. Or actually, except for two things. There are still the two special tools, which I'm not actually going to use, I think, but I haven't covered them. But what I haven't actually covered and I would like to are the wireless access terminals and the wireless access point. So when you think wireless, you think about wireless networks. However, it's not exactly the case in Applied Logistics. What the access point gives you is simply a way to wirelessly access your entire thing, just like you would access with your terminal, just wirelessly. So it's quite useful, but it's only really useful around the base. So, for example, if I place the wireless access point block here, it has a limit. It can be increased, the range can be increased, but the range has a limit. I cannot access it from different edges, and I cannot access it from the other side of the world. For example, from here, I think it won't connect anymore. Of course, I can place another wireless access point around here because I have the small Applied Energy 6 network here, and again, that will work as well. And that's actually something I'd like to do. It's not so completely overpowered, but it's useful that around my house for the time being, every time I want to do something, I can simply go to my hotbar, right click, and access everything, all the inventory. So let's get started. So I'm gonna need the wireless access point, and I think just like I said, I'm gonna craft two, one for here and one for the other side, so they cover a relatively large area. So I'm gonna need an ME cable, the wireless receiver, iron and glass, and I'm not gonna create the recipe to auto-craft this. This is not something I'm gonna craft so much, so not too much point. So this iron and glass, and the new item, which I haven't created yet, which is the wireless receiver. And I'm gonna need two of those for the actual access point, and I think I'm gonna need one more for the actual, for the access tool itself. So I'm gonna need three of those. So I'm gonna need 3 quartz fiber, 3 ender pearls, some iron that I have on me. Do I have some of this fiber in any case? Yeah, I actually do. That's nice. Okay, so let's create 3 of those. And let's create 2 access points. And for the actual remote, I'm going to need another access terminal. So we need another conversion matrix as well. So let's craft one. Quickly gonna craft it, and there we go. It actually took some time because I think it went through the process of compressing quartz dust. In theory it should have been instant because it's only crafting one item, but yeah. Okay, so access terminal, one of those please, and then give me the remote please. And when you place those access points, so I'm gonna have one here. You can see there is an inventory slot. This inventory slot is for the actual upgrades. You can place up to 16 of them. In terms of how much exactly one upgrade gives you, I don't really know, but let's actually give it a quick test. So if I'm standing right here, oh wait, it's not connected yet. I'm going to connect it. I think you connect it through here. No, through the main block. Take the tool, it says unlinked, you simply place it here, and now it's linked. And you can see now, I'm simply right-clicking. Oh, no signal. Yeah, it's too far away. Still no signal. Okay, here there is a signal. Approximately what, 16 blocks? Yeah, I'm gonna have to increase the range on those. So let's create it. I'm gonna just right off the bat add 32 upgrades, 16 each, or not. I don't have enough quartz to do that. How much quartz do I have? I don't think I have enough. Yeah, I don't have enough. Okay, it's gonna have to wait. Okay, so there's a quick something that I actually forgotten. I forgot that something that I actually should know. Xycraft tanks, Xycraft valves do not push liquids. You actually have to extract them. So I'm gonna place a redstone torch here, which hopefully should make this extract liquid. Why doesn't it? Why doesn't it extract liquid? That's actually something new. Anyway, yeah, you actually have to extract the liquids. Why is it not extracting? That's something I don't really know. But it's not like thermal expansion machines or something like that that they push liquids out. You actually have to manually extract it when you use liquid ducts. If you otherwise use... okay, what's the problem here? Why doesn't it work? Does it have to be in the level? That's actually relatively logical, to be honest, regarding to Xycraft, but I don't really know. Let's give it a test. I think maybe the valve that you extract from has to be in the right level to do so. So let's give that a try. Okay, so the nice thing about Xycraft tanks is whenever you break a tank for any sort of change, the data is stored on the valves themselves. So since it has 2 valves, I think I can actually break one of them and it will not lose anything. I'm actually kind of betting here, but I don't think it's going to lose anything, especially since one of them actually is not able to access anything. So it kind of makes me feel even better about the fact that this valve probably stores nothing or stores some of the information, but the other valve stores it as well, so there shouldn't be any problem. So let's try breaking this. And this, and this, and Okay, let's quickly do something like this. So 1, 2, and break this, and break this. Okay, so it seems like it's gone right now, but whenever I fill it up again and right-click the valve, you can see it still stores, okay, half of it. Half of the liquid DNA is gone. Nice. I did not plan for that. Okay, but there is not much I can do about it right now. Let's try adding the valve. Again, I guess each valve stores half. Okay, so let's try replacing one of the bottom blocks with the valve. So break one of those blocks and place the valve in here and right click and apply the liquid ducts. So this and go up. Like this, and connect, and let's give it a redstone signal. So let's make a small something here. So it should this, and I think that should be fine. And place the torch. Nope. So let's do this then. 1, 2, 3, and torch. Okay, and now this should be in extraction mode. Okay, now it extracts. I guess the valve that you extract from has to be at the level of the tank, and it actually makes sense. You can actually use that fact for a couple of things. If you extract from a tank for a couple of things, but you have different priorities, you can, for example, make the highest priority on the lowest level, a lower priority here, like one level above, and so on and so on and so on. So your highest priority will always extract liquid in case something else is extracting too much. Like if it's not in the right level to extract from, it cannot. So I guess it kind of makes sense. It has its uses. The only drawback is that I just lost half of my liquid DNA. Although it doesn't really matter that much. I'm barely using it. I'm producing a lot more than I'm using, so it makes no difference in my mind. Okay, so for some reason the demonic queen that I have here started complaining that it's not daytime. Even though it's a nether bee, so it's kind of silly. But what can I do here is actually I can uncraft this thing. I'm gonna need 7 levels to do that, so let's hijack some XP from my experience jars right over here. Okay, that's enough. So I can uncraft this frame housing and instead use the alveoli block to craft the lightning block. So alveoli light, which requires glowstone and golden electron tubes. So glowstone and this, and gives me the alveoli lightning. And now I can just come here, place that. The alveoli should update the fact that it's an alveoli. I'm gonna simply just quickly drop a modest drone here. Getting some more frugal bees. I think I can already try and start extracting the frugal genome. And it's not complaining anymore. So now this alveoli can also operate at night. I have no clue how the demonic bee has a gene that says it should be it's looking for daytime. That's kind of extremely odd. I guess maybe it's a side effect of injecting a gene into a different kind of bee, so I guess that may happen. Let's try and extract the frugal genome. So I have only 4 drones, but I have no other use from them other than doing that. I don't even know if they're pure or not, but let's just give it a try, see what happens. Okay, and there you go, managed to extract the frugal species, so that's kind of good. Also managed to get a couple of duplicates, like a cacti pollination and some other thing that I've just already cooked. But I got my frugal species, so I can start working towards the next step in the evolution of the aware bee and eventually the highest tier of Thumbcraft bees. Okay, so since I've managed to extract the frugal genome, I'm actually gonna store it for now because I already have the princess in the nether. Just in case I need it again, I'm gonna use it. The next step is the austere bee. It's a combination of frugal and modest. Now this time, I'm gonna try and mutate them in multiple areas. I'm gonna try and mutate one of them in the nether and the other in here. So see how that turns out to be. So this is why I got two modest drones. Let's do it right here. So right over here, I'm going to combine the Frugal Princess with this. And just got a little bit more Frugal ones. And this Frugal Princess, let's also just make sure, yeah, it doesn't complain about anything, so it seems to be fine. Yeah, seems to be fine so far. And the other one, I'm gonna try and combine right over here in my specialty alveary and see how that turns out to be. I'm also gonna need to check out which will need to be heat up. Okay, it's in hostile environment. I guess it's too cold for it. Let's heat it up. Turn on the heaters. Is it okay now? Yeah, seems to be. Whenever the heaters are not fluctuating, at least. Yeah, and she's not complaining anymore, so I guess it will be fine. The heaters are fluctuating because the power consumed from the Buildcraft network is being used in other places as well, so this is why it looks like this. Yeah, and whenever it's not hot enough, it's gonna stop producing, but it's gonna run for the time being. I still have the mutator here with some uranium, see how that turns out. I have a ton of uranium, so I don't mind trying, unlike nether stars, which I still don't have a lot of. Started producing some glowstone, but it's still not fully automatic. It's still not a part of my network and everything, so for the time being it's gonna have to wait. And yeah, so as always, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.